Alright, this is my first tournament at every belt, so my journey from complete dookie to mediocre grappler. I'm going to start at purple and go backwards. I want to start with a win, especially because of how nihilistic the last video was. Also, let me know if you enjoy these commentary type videos. I like doing them. It lets me reflect on how I got to where I am, which is making tier lists in a sublet. But anyways, he pulls guard and I start looking for the Gordon overback pass, but he stuck his arm through and I just went for the Darce instead. It was only 2 matches to win the whole thing, which is nice. Everyone could aura farm on the podium. This finals match is a little repetitive in that he would shoot and I would use a Sumigashi to get on top and he would use a butterfly hook or an underhook to come back up, and then I would just spam front headlock again. The same thing happens here, but I get to mount this time. I didn't do a good job of climbing my knees higher after I got mount, so he's able to scoop up my leg. We also didn't crash into the table here, which we should have. I would have gone viral. I could be singing to Joe Rogan right now. I made another mistake here where I started looking for the arm triangle instead of just passing, and he was able to use his butterfly hook to make space. I'm just going to speed through a lot of this. There's a lot of loitering on the feet and some of the same stuff with front headlock. Eventually he did get a takedown. I retained my guard and was able to time a sweep to get to mount. Same mistake again where I didn't climb higher after I got mount, but I was able to get my Darce from half guard. Watch out, Darce! Alright, I got my Darce and my 2 seconds of dopamine. Now for the first tournament at blue belt, which is kind of a banger. Metro boom and make it boom. I start out with a bit of a masterpiece here where I overreact to him touching my knee, then grab an underhook and pull side control. This was a bit over a year of training, not much wrestling though if you can't tell. I don't think I trained in gi enough either because my guard retention strategy was taking my toes and putting them inside his belt loop. This actually worked. I let go because I was afraid of breaking my toes, but he passed the side control right after, so draw your own conclusions. Also, to stop him from getting the mount, I used a secret technique where I grabbed his foot with my hand, and eventually I was able to get out of bottom position by using the bench press escape. Alright, I'm on top now and he captures my foot. I make a huge mistake where I let go of the underhook to attack front headlock. Clearly it wasn't working and I got very mad at the scoreboard and jumped on a really shitty guillotine. He came up and I was reunited with my soulmate, bottom side control. I try the bench press escape again and it works, but he lands on my hand and breaks it, which is not ideal. I mean, it's basically over. We end up in close guard and he goes for an armbar. Of course, it's on my bad hand and I get submitted. It was double elimination. I got submitted again like 5 minutes after. I didn't have the wherewithal to record that match because I was a little cooked, but basically it went like this. I did win my no-gi division, which kept the nihilism at bay, but I'm not going to include any beginner, intermediate, or advanced divisions for this video. It kind of ruins the whole format. Alright, this is my first tournament ever, so a couple of months of training. I was a little chubbier back then. This was a bit after the lockdown ended, and I spent that time reading conspiracy theories and bulking without lifting. I hope that's a good base for MMA. I'm just gonna skip through this first bit. It's a whole lot of nothing. He started choking me from my guard, and it took me a second, but I realized I could actually open my guard and make space and do things. I went for an omoplata. I was kind of obsessed with omoplatas at the time because they look cool. This is pre-radicalization, so I wasn't concerned with percentages or what the line would do. I used the omoplata to get to side control and then step over to mount. His arm is literally right there for the armbar, but of course I flop on it. Hey, watch his arm, watch his arm, watch his arm, watch his arm. This arm. The other one, yes, go. Yes. Armbar. Go. Yeah. I didn't know how to armbar, so I tried to roll through for the omoplata and end up in a triangle. This is a stalemate though. He didn't know how to finish the triangle, I didn't know how to get out of the triangle, so we just stared into each other's eyes for a bit. Eventually I flopped over and escaped, and then I went to side control and stepped over for mount. I tried to stay in mount, but it was burning too many calories. I fell over to my guard. I hit a hip bump sweep at the end and the match is over. We both collapsed like we're about to die, but in the whole match we went from like here to here. There's only a bit of the video left, so you already know how the next one goes. No one told me that if you go for a single leg and they grab your belt you get diddled, but you live and you learn.
Yeah, the wing up there.
The only thing I tried to do for the rest of this match was go to deep half, which I no longer believe in, but he was able to get to side control and knee on belly and then get a Kimura.
Be careful.
Anyway, subscribe. We're gonna make it. New videos every injury. We're only 5 million behind Lex Friedman.